All right, so we're back here at the Comics Lounge. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And I've got some fun stuff to share with you, because it is the third year I've went to Flower City Comic Con FC3 in Rochester, New York. Absolutely love this Comic Con. It is so much fun. There's so many amazing people there. And honestly, if you have never been, it is definitely worth checking out. Artist Alley this year grew double in size. Millennium Games, if you've never heard of them, go check them out because they always have a great selection. They had a massive section this year. It was so much fun. Multiple panel tents as well as panels inside this year. Food trucks, all that great stuff. So huge shout out to everyone down at Mighty Monkey who puts on Flower City Comic Con FC3 every year. And just want to give a huge shout out to them. Loved being able to go in there with my press pass and do what I needed to do. Only went there today, Saturday, and I'll also be going there on Sunday as well. So definitely going to get some more footage then. But let's talk about this, which is why I go to cons. Because cons are some of the best places to look for collections to buy. And this is 30 Amazing Spider-Man books. So here's the reason why I go to cons and decide, you know what, let's pick up some great deals. So this is the third, I want to say, collection buy I've had. And with the deals that I got on this collection, it boiled down to a little bit over actually a little bit under $4 a book, which is amazing for Amazing Spider-Man, especially some of the Dan Slott stuff that I got. And these books are in pristine condition. There's 11 books here that were $3 a piece, so that kind of gives you an idea. Everything else was above that. So 2/3 of this was above $3 a book, so that 4 and above, and I was able to get down to just over $3 a book. I paid, well, actually I'm not going to share how much I paid. That's not the main point of this. But I was able to nearly finish my Mackie run. Definitely make a huge dent in the Dan Slott 500s and some of the early 600s. I definitely needed to go through and check out all the stuff that I picked up and then go through my list and knock off a bunch of that stuff. But let's just talk about some of the big pickups. Amazing Spider-Man 19 from the Mackie run from the 90s. Just a beautiful cover. The black suit with Venom in the mirror. Beautiful cover, $12. So that's a steal. Again, got this book in this set of books for under $3. So let's keep talking. Then Amazing Spider-Man 437, $4 book. Amazing Spider-Man 602, the variant edition, an $8 book. Again, pristine condition. I would say that this is probably a 9 or higher. Without looking at it too long, pretty much all of these books are in that condition. The rest of these three are all 4s, 613, 614, and 615. All three of these are 4s. This is from the Gauntlet, which was a really fun run in the early 600s. And Wade, I think was the writer of that. I've never had to pronounce that out loud, so I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. Then I get into the 570s. So 571 was a $9 book. 572 and 573, both $7 books. Again, near mint condition, one owner. The reason why I was able to get these for so cheap, even these like big books, was because I bought a lot. And he was willing to get rid of a lot of books for a good price because, one, he's a Spidey fan and I'm a Spidey fan. So we talked a lot. We got to know each other a lot and talked about the comics, what I was looking for, why I was looking, and talked about why he was selling. He's actually getting rid of almost all of his collection because he's like, it just doesn't bring me joy anymore. It's something that every time I have to move, I have to pack these all up, bring them to where I need to bring them, and that's just not feasible. And I was like, I totally understand that. Totally get that. Allow me to give them a new home for a good price. $5.70. Love this cover. This is the variant edition. $7. Again, got it for under $4. $2.45. This Hobgoblin cover. Love it. $6. $4.35. $5 book. A lot of these other ones, all $3 books. Again, still pristine condition. This is by Kelly Guggenheim. Another Wade book. Craven's First Hunt Part 2. Not sure who wrote that. $5.66. $5.67. $5.64. $5.61. I want to say it's covered up by the price tag. Can't remember exactly which one that was. $5.87, $5.85, $5.94. A bunch of these $3 books. Maybe there was more than 11. But anyways, able to get this stack of books that are all over $3 down to $3 a book simply by buying a collection. That is where it's at, and that's why I love shopping cons. And again, you gotta know who to go talk to, because if you just wander around and you just buy the first books that you see, it's like you're just gonna spend whatever, and no one's really gonna think twice because you're spending what you have in your pocket. Always bring cash to a con too, because then you won't overspend, or have a budget that you know you're not gonna go over. So anyways, as we were walking through and talking, I was looking at all these different guys, and there was one that I had never seen before, which told me two things. In the 3 years I've been there, I've seen a lot of different people selling books. The fact that I walked up on someone who I have not seen and have not met in the Rochester community means that this is an interesting situation. I want to go talk to this guy. So I went over there. And immediately I was like, you know what, let me just ask him. Got any Amazing Spider-Man? He had 5 short boxes on the table of Amazing Spider-Man that I went through. My wife was also helping me go through them, so hats off to her for helping me out. But main point is that genuinely, it was just a fun time going through these boxes. You could see that these books were, 1, well taken care of. 2, came from this guy's own personal collection. He was not just selling them to make a profit. He was selling them to make sure that people could go enjoy them. 3, he was a great guy, honestly. Like, I enjoyed talking with him. He was a Spidey nerd like I am, and we had a great time talking to each other. So all of that being said, all of those green flags, no red flags at all. I asked him, I was like, so why are you getting rid of these? And someone else also asked him that as I was walking up, so I kind of heard a little bit of the story. And he said, they're not for me anymore. I was like, really? So again, we started that conversation that I just talked about. And I realized this guy is going to give me a deal if I buy a good amount of books. So I start thumbing through and I see $3, $3, $3, $3. I'm like, okay, these are in pristine condition. I honestly, on these $3 books, there might be one that I saw some color rub, some spine ticks, everything else, and like it's not like I was picking up crap. And a lot of stuff in the 500s, 5 and 600s even, is going for $4 to $7 a book, and then you got to pay shipping. So to be able to pick these up at $3, paying no shipping on them, was amazing. Absolutely loved it. So that is a big reason to go to a con. And then to be able to get a bunch of other books for $3 roughly a book, I mean, you can't beat it. So always go to cons in your area, especially when you're trying to fill gaps, buy collections. This was a gift to me at the beginning of the summer, Superior Spider-Man. I talked about this in another video, so go check that one out. But this was a gift similar situation, 30 books. There's actually 33 books in here, $250. So 30 books. Not a full run, obviously, like not in order completely. A lot of it's in order, but it's what I needed. $250 for the whole run of Superior Spider-Man that fits into Amazing Spider-Man. 100, less than that. Not going to tell you the exact number. Less than that, $3 a book. You can figure, just over $3 a book. You can figure out the math if you want to. For these 30 books, it is worth it to go to a con. And not to mention, this was bought off eBay. This Superior Spider-Man collection was bought off of eBay, which incurs shipping. And if you watch that other video, I did not have a fun time receiving that box. Wasn't nightmare shipping. So again, go to your local Comic Cons. Go to the small ones, because they're going to be more focused on selling comic books and comic book memorabilia than the bigger ones that are all about making money, doing all that crazy stuff. I'm gonna be at New York City Comic Con. I'm super excited for that, but I know that it's not going to be like my local Comic Con. I totally understand that. It's not going to be like the Rochester Comic Festival that's once a year too, that Ken Wheaton puts on, because that's all about selling books. That's all books. And again, at that one, that's where I walked in and someone was like, I said, do you have any Amazing Spider-Man? I see the sign, but there's no box. Someone just walked up and bought the box. Literally 5 minutes before I got there. And I looked at him, I was like, they did what? Because yeah, the 2 long boxes of Amazing Spider-Man that I had sitting right here, where you see that sign, I was just about to take the sign away because the guy bought them. And I looked at him with the same look I have right now, and I'm just like, oh. So this is who I'm playing the game with. Like, what else am I going to say to that? Like, I can't compete with someone who can buy 2 long boxes of Amazing Spider-Man at a time without even thumbing through them. I can't do that. So definitely go to your comic festivals. That was one time. I've never seen that at any other festivals. I'm sure it's out there. But again, go to your comic festivals. Go enjoy them. And go with a budget. Always go with a budget, because it's definitely well worth your time to go to those festivals and enjoy the hell out of the camaraderie of our community, and also just enjoy the hell out of everyone, everything that our community brings. So I hope that you had fun with us. I can't wait to see more tomorrow on Sunday. And honestly, guys, stay nerdy. I know I haven't said it a lot lately. I know it's been kind of crazy. I know I haven't done one of these in a while, where it's like face-to-face, but stay nerdy, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and whenever you're watching this, have a great day. And also, let me know what con you go to, and let me know the steals you've gotten at cons before. I'd love to hear about them. The Comic-Con stories are so much fun. Also, kids dressed up, you're going to want to see those in the shorts this week, so keep staying nerdy and check them out.